Welcome to an Achieving Science video. This video is going to look at the development of the periodic table. The periodic table then, as we know it, appears as shown on the screen. This is very important to chemists, and it can be used to determine the reactivity and chemical reactions that occur in the world around us. But it's not always been this way. The periodic table has developed over a long period of time. Let's have a look at what's happened over time then. Well, first of all, scientists arranged elements in order of their atomic weights. This can be shown as on the screen. But why did they do this? Well, they did this because they didn't know about protons, neutrons, or electrons at the time. There were also problems with this, and therefore it had to be developed further. And the problem was that this was incomplete. It didn't include all of the elements that exist. And also, the elements were placed into inappropriate groups. So over time, this initial periodic table has changed. First of all then, Mendeleev. Mendeleev was an important scientist in the development of the periodic table. Mendeleev was a scientist who left gaps for elements that he thought were possible, but yet had not been discovered. And this was very important. He also changed the order in which he placed the elements. He didn't just place them due to their atomic weight. This was then further developed. Elements were later discovered, and these then filled the gaps that were left by Mendeleev. So again, the gaps that were left by Mendeleev were very important. A greater knowledge of isotopes meant that it was now possible to explain why the order based on atomic weights was not always correct. An isotope being an element with the same number of protons but a different number of neutrons. Today then, elements are arranged in sequence of their atomic number, and they're arranged from left to right. So we begin with hydrogen first of all, with an atomic number of 1 on the left hand side. Then number 2 is helium, number 3 lithium, number 4 beryllium, number 5 boron, number 6 carbon, etc. As well as being placed in order of atomic number, elements are also placed into groups. These are important as elements in the same group have similar properties. There are 8 groups in a periodic table, the first column being group 1, then the next 2, etc. Group 8 is also referred to as group 0 because helium doesn't have 8 electrons. Instead, the 0 represents a full outer shell. All elements then in group 1 have 1 outer electron. These are known as the alkali metals. All elements in group 2 have 2 outer electrons in their outermost shell. All elements in group 0 have a full outer shell. These are known as noble gases. All elements in group 7 have 7 outer electrons in their outer shell, and these are known as the halogens. We can also separate the metals from the non-metals. The metals are found on the left-hand side of the periodic table, where non-metals are found on the right-hand side of the periodic table. Now actually draw it like a staircase to separate the two.